This video is about how to tell where you are in your cable crossing, how to be able to see when it's time to cross your cable again without using a row counter. Now I made this swatch with garter stitch on one side, which means I knit every row. So on this side I knit that part, and on the back side I also knit that part. And then on this side I have reverse stockinette stitch, which means on my right side I'm going to purl, and on the back side I'm going to knit. And the reason I did this is because these are the two most common stitches to be found beside cables, especially the reverse stockinette. You can see on this side it's really made the cable pop and be nice and defined. The garter stitch, not as much, but it's still fairly common to see that beside a cable. And I'm just going to show you what I mean. I know this red isn't the easiest to see on here, but this is a really heavily textured sweater I'm working on, designed by Lori Steinbeck. It was in Vogue Knitting a few years ago. And you can see we've got a lot of different textures here, but between every row of cables I've got reverse stockinette, and that's because it just makes all the cables pop so nicely. Okay, so back to our swatch. Most cables, not all of them for different design reasons, but a lot of cables that are just a general twisted rope cable like this are going to have the same number of rows between crossing rows as there are stitches in the cable. So what I mean by that is this cable has 6 stitches in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 3 on one half and 3 on the other, and in between crossing rows there's 5 other plain rows. So as you can see, I didn't do a crossing row in my first row. I think I did it on the 4th one. Yes, I did it on the 4th row for my first crossing. But then I would have worked 5 plain rows before I did another crossing row. So that means every 6 rows I'm going to be doing a crossing row for this cable. Now you can see the crossing row on the garter stitch side. Here I am. I'm knitting along because on garter stitch you knit every row, and the bumps are my purl rows, so the ones I was actually knitting on the back side. So that means that these little V's, those are my knit rows. Okay, so you can see that my knit row here is the one where I crossed. This is where I had to take the stitches, put them on the cable needle to the front, and then I would knit the other 3 stitches from the regular needle, and then knit the cable needle stitches. So that gave me this twist. Okay, so my knit row here on garter stitch, it's actually really easy to see when that crossing row is. And it's even easier if you actually look at the row below. The last row before you crossed has the purl ridge, because on the back side you would have been knitting that. So on a 6 row or a 6 row cable repeat, all you have to do is count those. You go 1, 2, 3, because that equals 6 rows. So then I know if I'm looking at 3 ridges since my last little cross here, then it's time, I'm on my knit row, it's time to cross again. So let's look at where I'm at right now. Here's a cross, and so here's the ridge below it. That's the one below it. 1, 2, 3. Note, this is my crossing row. You don't count the one below it, you would count the 3 above it. So I am on a crossing row this time, almost like I planned that. Alright, but let's look and see what it looks like on the reverse stockinette side. Okay, so to count the ridges on the reverse stockinette side, I just get in here where there's this little hole where the crossing row was. The row below that, the purl ridges. Remember, every row looks like purls on the right side when you're doing reverse stockinette, because you purl on the right side and you knit on the wrong side. So find this little hole where the crossing row was. This ridge below is going to be the row below your crossing row. So you actually want to start on the ridge above, and you just got to remember you've got top bumps and bottom bumps. You can see it easier on the garter stitch side. This is one row, but we've got bumps underneath and the ones on top. you just got to make sure you're counting with the same ones all the way up. So there's my hole. I am going to use the top ridge bumps in the ridge to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means it, and this is the one that's on there. That means I'm back to number 1. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time to do a number 1. Which means I'm on a crossing row again. Okay, here I go. Knitting on my garter stitch side. And then take my first 3 stitches for half of my cable. I'm holding them in front on this cable. Knit the 3 from the needle. Then I'm gonna knit the 3 from the cable needle, and then I will continue on. Okay, so when you've just done your cross, sometimes this distance on your last cable can look a little short, look a little wonky, and so that's usually the point, especially if I'm knitting in the round or something and I'm like, oh, I don't know, did I actually get enough rows? Then I'm over here checking, double checking to make sure I got it right. Okay, so I'm going to double check to make sure that I have the right number of rows, because I just want to make sure I've got the right distance there. So I'm going to actually use the bottom purls just to make sure I've got, or the bottom bumps of the ridge, just to make sure I've got the right number. So I've got, here's my little hole for my previous crossing row. This would have been number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th one is from the row I just made, so that's back to number 1. So perfect. Okay, there's actually one more way to count your rows between crossing rows to test to see if you're on the right row or not, and that is to actually count right in your cable. Like if you kind of squish your cable flat, the crossing row is the first row where your V's will lay beside each other. The one below that, where they're laying on top of each other, that's the row below your crossing row. So you want to find the row where your V's are beside each other, because you were knitting straight across there. So of course the yarn had to go from this stitch to this stitch, and you're going to be able to lay them out. So then you would count in your V's. 1, that's your crossing row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 on the needle. Okay, so it's definitely time to cross. I've been counting my crossing row as number 1, but chances are most of the time your crossing row will not be row or round number 1 in your chart or your instructions, but that's okay. A lot of times they're going to have those as like row number 3 or 5 even, depending on the design. You can see I didn't start mine on number 1, it started up about 4. So it just doesn't matter what it is in the chart. This is just for the purposes of remembering how many rows between crossing rows. All you need to know is that you have, like for this cable, I just have to remember that between my crossing rows I've got 5 plain rows where I just knit in the pattern. So that's the main thing. Just got to think of your crossing row as row number 1 for the purposes of counting, not necessarily what it is in the chart. And like in the cases of the sweater that I showed you, each of those cables would have a different number of rows between repeats of the crosses. So you have to remember for each cable how many plain rows you make between the crossing rows. Which you can usually see in a chart. For something that complicated, it's charted out. Alright, and there you go. That is how you count crossing rows, count rows between repeats in making a cable without using a stitch counter. Happy knitting!